India's middle class is growing fast. More earners, higher disposable income, on the track of becoming the third largest consumer market. People are now spending on the high-end products and services. Are you bullish on India's consumption story? India's consumer spending has bounced back after a tough FY 2023 thanks to the sectors like FMCG, consumer durables, travel and media. Private consumption is the foundation of India's economy, making up over 60% of the GDP. In the last decade, the Indian household consumption has increased, hitting a massive 2.1 trillion in 2023. One of India's biggest strengths is its population, with over more than 50% of the working age group. This means more earners, higher disposable income and long-term consumption growth. Sectors like e-commerce, consumer goods are set to benefit. India is on the track of becoming the third largest consumer market by the end of 2026. This creates a structural investment opportunity in India. So in today's video, let's talk about why the Indian consumption is rising. When countries hit a certain levels of income, their spendings on the luxury items, the electronics and the leisure would increase. For example, after China's per capita income increased to $2,000 in 2006, spendings on their premium products, luxury cars and air conditions also increased. So, where does India's per capita income stand? It's now over $2,500. As the income increases, people are now spending on the high-end products and services, the premium products, branded clothes and healthcare. We have seen similar trends in US, Japan, Germany, South Korea and China. But unlike China relied on the exports, India's growth is driven by domestic consumption. As income increases, spending on both essential and discretionary would increase, helping sectors like consumer durables, automobiles, healthcare and retail. Several factors are now boosting India's consumption, like the demographics, premiumization, urbanization and digitalization. India's middle class is growing fast. As per the HSBC report, the household average income has now increased from 3.87 lakhs in 2010 to 7.32 lakhs in 2030. The number of households is also set to increase from 238 million to 354 million. This means more middle and upper class families, driving demand for more premium products and services. More families are now moving from joint to nuclear households, creating demands for convenience products and services. Smaller households often spend more per person on the consumer goods, essentials and the lifestyle products. Female labor force participation has increased from 23.3% in 2018 to 37% in 2023. The rise has boosted the household income, the spending patterns, which has put now more focus on products and services for dual income families. Looking ahead, by 2047, 60% of the India's population would be living in the urban areas, which would be up by 36%. This urban shift will fuel demands for the urban-centric products, real estate and services. Young urban consumers are now showing their preference in premium cars, advanced features and SUVs, which is in turn signaling a better quality consumption. So now let's talk about premiumization in consumption. Premiumization is reshaping India's market with strong growth across sectors like automobiles, FMCG, electronics, luxury goods and beverages. Consumers are now seeking products with better experiences. Sales of vehicles priced over 10 lakhs have grown by 13% in the first half of 2024, making up 48% of the sales of vehicle, which is 44% up from the last year. SUVs and the larger vehicles now account for 63% of the passenger sales of vehicles, showing a premium shift of demand. Import of luxury watches from Switzerland have surged a 45%. Luxury vehicle sales have also grown at a 30% CAGR, and the luxury home sales have almost tripled in the last 5 years. Talking about the electronics market, the premium smartphones priced above 30,000 hold a 20% of the market share, which is 17% up compared to the last year. Larger TVs and the residential air conditions are also seeing record sales. Now talking about the premium alcoholic beverages, the prestige and above category in the alcoholic beverages has seen a growth of almost 12% CAGR, and the low-end category has seen a decline of 20%. As you can see in the image, India's consumption recovery in the FY 2024 highlights opportunities in sectors like the FMCG, the travel, media and healthcare. FMCG spending has increased from a 16.76% in FY 24, recovering from a 22% drop in FY 23. Now talking about the travel and entertainment, aviation industry has now grown by 6.36% 12%, while railways saw a growth of 8.16%. India is adding 71 more airports in the next 5 years. Media and entertainment has seen a 29% rise in the spending. Talking about e-commerce and education, e-commerce has seen a smaller decline of 16.21% in the FY 2024. However, education spending remained flat after a small decline. Now speaking about the healthcare, India's total healthcare spendings is 3.5% of the total GDP. However, with rising incomes and better insurance coverage, this is expected to grow. Now let me ask you, are you bullish on India's consumption story? India's consumption story is growing rapidly with rising incomes, young population, trends like urbanization and digitalization. As the income rises and the middle class expands, there's demand for both essential and the premium products. Urban consumers are buying all the high-end products. However, the rural market is also becoming more important. India's domestic consumption is a major factor in the India's economic growth, which is reducing its reliance on the exports. This is a huge opportunity for businesses catering to the growing middle and the affluent classes. If you enjoyed this, be sure to check out our more videos on stock market, investing and more. You can also read our detailed blog on our website linked in the description below. And finally, do not forget to like, subscribe and tap on the notification for more insights. Until next time, happy investing.
Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.